Change. The word alone can be challenging. How do we get started? Where will the change lead? Don't sit there and worry about it. Be the change. Welcome to Be the Change Radio. Host Kristina Bloom has been a professional psychic and spiritual advisor for 20 years, offering psychic and mediumship readings for individuals and groups. She also teaches several classes in psychic development and metaphysics. In addition, she is an author who has published 2 books so far and is the co-owner of Moonbow Publications and Productions, LLC. Are you ready for that change now? Here is your host of Be the Change Radio, Kristina Bloom.
Hey everybody, welcome to Be the Change Radio. I'm your host, Kristina Bloom, and you are listening to us on WLTK-DB Talk Radio. Thank you all so much for being here. I am coming to you from yet another hotel room. This time I'm in Saranac Lake, New York, and my happy place. I have to be honest, I love it here. I have to leave tomorrow morning, a little sad, but it'll be okay. I am 12 or 13 days into a road trip right now. Tomorrow I head back to Wisconsin, and I'm looking forward to seeing my family and my friends, and especially my little grandson. Super excited to get back there, but also sad to leave here because I love it so much. I've got some really fun stuff coming up tonight because I was blessed to be a speaker and a vendor at a paranormal conference, Darkwaters Paranormal Conference in Plattsburgh, New York this weekend. And wow, so many amazing people were there, the amazing people running it. Hi, Mary. Thanks for tuning in. So it's just, we're going to be talking about that and how all of the healing and just the love. I mean, it's like you walked into that room and you were just immediately surrounded with all of this amazing love. It was just such an incredible event, and it was so much fun, and they just did such a good job of putting it on. And so I'm really excited to talk to, well, at least one of them. So Frankie Fronk will be joining us in a little bit. I do want to catch you up on my schedule. There's still a lot going on after I leave here. So let me see. This coming Saturday, October 29th, I will be at the Lismore Hotel in Eau Claire, Wisconsin for the Witches Ball. So we're going to have a psychic fair during the day, and then there's going to be a dinner and a drag show, and then a dance after that. So it's going to be just a full day of party. That's going to be so much fun. And then on the 30th, I'll be dropping down a couple of hour drive down to La Crosse and doing another psychic fair there with Refined Divine. So that's going to be basically my Halloween weekend. And the weekend after that, November 5th, I will be in Rhinelander, Wisconsin, at the Northwoods Expo at the Quality Inn. That's always a good time. After that, I am going to be in Vermont, November 11th, 12th, and 13th at the Enliven Retreat Center. And I will be doing holding a retreat with 2 other amazing retreat facilitators, Carrie and Brenda. I'm super excited about that. Like, really, a weekend in Vermont is going to be amazing. Let's see. Then there's a psychic fair on the 19th, the Autumn Psychic and Wellness Fair at 29 Pines in Eau Claire. That will be on November 19th. Boy, oh boy. On November 27th, I'll be back with Refined Divine again, and that will be in La Crosse. And into December, let's see, December 10th, Soul and Synergy Fair in Rice Lake, Wisconsin. So I will be up there. So there's a lot of stuff that I'm going to be doing as we go. I'm working on getting some of the technical stuff that went haywire through Mercury retrograde. That's all passed now. So now I can get all that electrical stuff, electronic stuff straightened out and start holding classes again. online. So I'm looking forward to doing that. Hi, Robin. Thanks for being with us. So a lot of stuff going on, through the end of the year. There's going to be there's more shows and fairs than the ones that I'm involved in too. I just don't have them all written down here. So there's going to be a lot of great stuff going on. Hi, Tristan. Glad you're here tonight. Thank you. So what I would like to do actually is I'm going to bring Frankie out, and we're going to start talking about the Paracon that we were at this weekend. Hi, Frankie. Welcome.
Hi, Kristina. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. I'm glad that you were. I mean, you have such a crazy schedule. I can't even believe you're conscious right now.
I'm not.
You're not. Awesome. That makes for better conversations.
Yeah. Usually the ones I regret, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you regret it, it's only recorded and put out to the whole world. It's okay.
Oh well, I'm a sharing kind of guy.
Yeah. Awesome. I love that. I love that. So, I'm curious, like, what prompted you to do a Paracon in Plattsburgh, New York?
Well, it really kind of goes back to my history in the paranormal, being with it for 33 years. I've seen and been to plenty of Paracons, and I see how they're put together. I do have a film background in Hollywood, and so I worked on a lot of different productions. And so I just kind of combined those with the idea of how Plattsburgh, New York is. It doesn't get a lot of recognition. Usually when you say the War of 1812, people go, yeah, that happened down south, in the side. And I'm like, no. Way before that one, and so they don't really realize that, Plattsburgh, New York has a lot of history with, the foundations or the building blocks of what later on became America. So with that history, the native history that's here, the Vikings who had came here way before, the Puritans ever did, it's just rich in historic value. And so I thought that, you take places like Gettysburg and you see the paranormal activity that goes on there. And that's usually in the battlefield areas. And the interesting thing about Plattsburgh, New York, is there's paranormal activity all over this town. It's consistently talked about, whether it be the old part of town or the old military base or Fort Blunder or Valcour Island. It's just so much.
Yeah, I felt it when I was going to the Friday night shindig at the
Valcour.
Yeah, at the Valcour Brewing Company. I felt the heaviness as soon as I drove on the base. Like the energy shifted. I could just feel it. Yeah, downtown area, all over the place.
Well, that Valcour that you were at was actually built back then. It was a barracks. It was a hospital, for the military during the war. It's been a lot of things. And then when the base closed down, it kind of went into abandonment. And, local kids, how they are, it was graffiti and the windows were broken out. It was basically falling apart. But luckily it was salvaged. It is now on the historical marker. And it is a very beautiful place and has a lot of activity. I shot a show there. And one of our camera operators, who was ironically not a believer, ended up getting pushed into Jenna Perry, who you met, who was one of our teammates, getting pushed into her while we were doing a little bit of communication. And poor girl, we had to stop production and she had to go outside. And, first she was fine. And the next minute she was crying and couldn't stop, because it's a very shocking experience when you go from a person who's not a believer and then all of a sudden you get attacked and your mind doesn't know how to explain anything that just happened. Unfortunately, we lost her. She didn't come back to be a camera operator again, but that just kind of gives you an idea of you
Yeah.
know, how much powerful energy is around here, how much sad energy is around here. You know, you can't take
Yeah.
a place that has war and
Mhm.
not have negative and sad and scared energy. I mean,
Right.
that'd be horrible times.
Yeah. Well, that I like that you said scared energy because there's a difference between scared energy and scary energy.
Right.
Absolutely. But I think the people who aren't used to working with energy might not know the difference because they feel something that's scared and then to them they feel scared. So then it's scary. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah. Well, and I've explained it in, you know, kind of layman terms to some people who've asked that question. You know, let's pretend you're a 5-year-old kid again, and now you fall asleep, and then you wake up in a strange place that you've never been before, and you're looking around and you don't see anybody, you know, you don't recognize anything, and that's traumatic. And that is that scared energy. And I think sometimes that's probably what holds some of that energy back from going on to the next dimension or the next level, the next, um, dimension. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Hi, Dee. Thank you for joining us. We have some people coming into the chat room. Oh, you're on a phone. I don't know how to do it on a phone, but there is a way that you can look at the comments if you want to. Um, yeah. Okay. So this was a really fun Paracon because I met
Thank you.
some people that are. I'm from the Midwest. We're pretty tame in the Midwest, whether we like to admit it or not. So then I meet some extravagant people, and I just had the best time.
It's an eclectic. I have an eclectic bunch of friends, and I am honored and proud that
Yeah.
I have such a great group of people around me. And now you're a new member of all of that, and we continue to build that family.
Right. Well, thank you. Thank you. It was such an honor for me to be there and to be able to speak and just all the people that I met and just the love that was in that room. Like I was saying before you came on, like you walk into that room and it was just vibrating with love. Like it was
Mhm.
just amazing walking into that. Some people actually had to leave because the energy was so much for them. They had to like go outside and take a breather and then come back in
And
because it
isn't
was,
that amazing
yeah.
that, when we shut out the media and we shut out, the professional televangelists, as I like to call them, isn't it amazing how you have a Satanist who's right across has a booth, and then you have Archbishop Ken across on another booth, and those guys had great conversations together.
Yeah,
Unity. Religion shouldn't
absolutely.
divide. Religion should bring people together. And there's over 3,000 known gods that have been worshipped throughout time. And, for us to say that there's only that one now, that's the only one you can, you're taking away from people's cultures. You're taking away from people's backgrounds. And if religion, no matter what it is or how you want to put it, is used to do good, I mean, there's so many Satanists that I've met that are out doing charitable work. They're, feeding the homeless. They're doing all kinds of things, and they're not out there trying to throw their religion in your face. You ask them, they'll tell you what they do, and if you're curious, they'll tell you more. But other than that, they don't push. There's nobody there who pushed any of their religions on anybody,
Yeah, I did
which is what
notice
it's
that.
about.
Yeah. It was a beautiful blend of people.
Yes.
It was an absolutely beautiful blend of people. And just as I was watching some of our guests that came in throughout the 3 days that we were there, and some of them just kind of just hung around because they were just absorbing, it's just, and I've seen that at other events too, where people who are depleted, they're like, I need something, I need to get out, I need to go somewhere, I don't know what I need, but I'm feeling like I need to go here. And then they're there and they just kind of like walk around and absorb. And I just think that that was just as much, that held just as much power as anything else that happened the whole weekend for those
Well,
people.
and that's one of my, you were asking earlier, about how the whole Paracon thing came about. Um, in the design of this Paracon, I really wanted to establish something that I hadn't seen in other Paracons before, and that's why I had what we call a soft opening. I
Mhm.
didn't. tell anybody why I was doing it or anything like that. It was kind of like a social experiment, since, my background is quantum mechanics and quantum physics and entanglement and the paranormal, how it all works together. I like to do tests on people, living and dead, And so on my soft opening, having it open up at 4 o'clock, I knew there wouldn't be a lot of customers, or patrons coming in for it. So this was a perfect opportunity for all the vendors to get around, talk to each other, socialize, become familiar with what everybody does. And so Saturday, when it was full on effect, everybody was so willing to share. Oh, I don't have those, but this right down here, these people, they have that. They're lovely people. They'll be more than happy. Here, let me take you over there. And they'd introduce them. That's building unity. It's comfortability first builds unity. If you're comfortable with everybody, then your energy is going to be in a positive flow. If you are uncomfortable with the people that are around you, then that energy is also going to be uncomfortable. In turn, energy absorbs energy. So I'd rather have it positive than negative, and I think my social experiment worked.
I think it did too, and I, for one, was a willing lab rat. So,
well, sorry I didn't let it all out there like that, but
I think some of us could see kind of what was going on. I mean, because everybody knew that it wasn't going to be busy on Friday, so we all took the opportunity to go around and introduce ourselves and get to know people a little bit. And the thing that I like to do at any event that I go to, if there's not a lot of business going on, I walk around with a tarot deck and I just ask everyone to pick a card, and that's how I introduce myself to people. And it just starts conversations. And it was just such a beautiful thing to be able to get to know so many amazing people that I never would have met.
Now, what happened when I picked a card?
You got the same card you always get, or same message you always get. Yeah. You're on your path, buddy. Stay there.
I think so. And that's why I love what I do. I think that, I'm here to absorb and to teach. I'll never know everything about anything, but it's a great journey.
Yeah, it really is. And I don't think anyone will ever know everything about anything. I don't think it's possible.
Yeah. Not in this lifetime, but I believe we've lived many lifetimes. So just adding one more page to the chapter.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the place that we were at was beautiful and comfortable, and it was really nice. It was really kind of cool to watch some people who were there on Saturday also came back on Sunday.
Yes.
Which I thought was cool.
Yes, that is really good. And Shelby, my co-founder in this, when we picked venues or locations, we put a lot of thought and time into what places we wanted, everybody to be at. So there was a rhyme and reason for how we did it. Because no Paracon that I've ever been to or that I know of has ever had 4 venues, in one time and offered so many different things. We had a scary heavy metal night. We had a haunted costume ball in a haunted building,
building.
so many things, that in retrospect was probably more chaos than Shelby and I needed and Nate needed, but it was worth it. It was really, really worth it to see it all come together.
It really was. And I just want to let all of our listeners, live and replay, know Frankie Fronk makes a kick-ass vampire.
That you could thank Patty Negri and Father Sebastian for that, because that's how I got involved in all that back in Hollywood, was through Father Sebastian. Thank you. My alter ego Elric,
Yeah, there you go. But it was wicked. I really, really enjoyed your costume.
Thank you.
There were so many creative costumes there.
Yes.
There was someone dressed as Prince who I actually did a double take.
Yeah. Oh, and Richard Lale's costume, or lack of.
Or lack thereof.
He did it all based on the Emperor's New Clothes, if you read that book.
Yes.
And it was brilliant how he put it together.
It is brilliant. And if it's going to be theatrical, it's going to be him.
Yes. He was my, well, we've been friends for a while longer than before I started All Things Paranormal. But he
Mhm.
was my first co-host on All Things Paranormal, and Richard Lale is extremely intelligent.
Mhm.
So that's one thing that I've always loved about him. But he's also very compassionate and goes out of his way to do whatever he can to help everybody, And those are the people I surround myself with, and
I love it.
I think it's good to have those people.
Yeah. Robin's wanting to know where she can see the pictures.
Well, they're on our Darkwaters site, the Darkwaters Paracon site, and they are also on. I'm going to open. I usually keep my Facebook private, but I'm going to open it up so people can, your fans and listeners and stuff can go and check out the pictures there as well. Because we've been posting a lot of pictures. I didn't even realize that many had been taken.
Yeah, I've been posting some on like different groups and stuff. So I haven't put them on my private page, but I've put them in different group pages and on I think a few on my business page too. D says, vampires are scary. Okay, D, all I have to say for that is that a vampire can be both scary and sexy at the same time because it worked.
I'm an emotional vampire, so it's not blood that I'm after.
That might be worse though, dude.
Yeah, well, maybe.
And I want to give some shouts out to Shelby because Shelby worked her backside off through this whole thing. And I'm telling you, she and I had a couple of conversations and we're like, we're just looking at each other going, we're family. Why didn't we know this? It's like it was just such a close connection and so instant. There has to be some sort of connection there that's amazing. But that girl, she was on top of everything all the time. Like I couldn't even keep up with her. She was a blur.
She's my Paracon wife. So.
And she's very good at it.
Yeah. She keeps me in line. She's the greatest Paracon wife in the world, I tell you.
Yeah, she was just amazing. I mean, she knew what everybody was doing and where they were going and everything all at the same time. And I'm telling you, like one of you could not have done this without the other.
No, we couldn't, and we both know that.
Yeah.
We both know that it took. We're still sitting back in awe, trying to figure out how we actually pulled it off.
Yeah. That was quite an undertaking. Quite an undertaking.
And we, during the whole building of the Paracon, her and I, she works as a teacher, and I work as a medical courier. And so our hours are really long and we're always traveling, So in the midst of traveling, we're trying to still develop a Paracon. And so we would have, try to meet every Sunday, as this was building. And I think maybe a week before it actually came to fruition, before the show actually started, I'm pretty sure we both looked at each other and went, this ain't never going to work.
But it did, and it worked beautifully.
Yeah, I owe a lot to Nate and her. I mean, Nate's been there to handle a lot of technical stuff, for us. And it was trying on him. And Nate's actually a very calm, collective, quiet kind of guy, and you could see a few times when the cameras were off and nobody was around, you could see the frustration on everybody's face going, come on,
Yeah, Nate has been great. I mean, like I've been communicating with both Nate and Shelby probably for about 2 weeks before the Paracon, and they have both been great. Like any question I had got answered, whether it was you or one of them, and I tend to have a lot of questions. So they were very patient with me. I appreciated that.
I created the first concept of making the paranormal convention happen, and I had a lot of questions too. It's like I'm asking Shelby and Nate, and they're going, I don't know, dude, I've never done this before. You're the one from Hollywood, and I'm going, yeah. Just when the actor comes out, exactly. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. I got it. And when they all leave, I go, oh no. I'm gonna die on this one.
Oh my gosh. Hey, Nikki, welcome. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Nikki is my part-time co-host. Sometimes she jumps on and does a show with me and we co-host together. And yeah, she's a lot
Hi,
of
Nikki.
fun. Oh.
Hi to all your fans out there.
Yeah, these are some really awesome people that come on and listen to the show. And, they're developing relationships here in the chat room. And I just love that.
Excellent.
They come in
Yeah.
and see each other and they have conversations with each other while I'm doing a show. So it's interesting to watch that. And I love that's happening. It's all about connection.
It's about time that we start using technology for something more than hateful stuff. We can build beautiful unity just like this. I mean, there's a lot of love out in the world. People just got to turn it back on.
Yeah. And I'm seeing that more and more. I don't know if you are or not, but I saw a whole lot of it this weekend.
Well, I think once you step away from mainstream media and mainstream religion and politics, and start to develop your own consciousness and start to listen to your own inside, not what everybody else is telling you, but inside of you, you're gonna that positive energy attracts positive energy, and you're gonna start to it's uncomfortable at first. I know, because I was caught up in all the other blah blah back in the day. It's uncomfortable at first, but once you get around it enough, the distrust that you would normally have for pretty much anybody who walks in your circle starts to fade, and you start to understand people better, and you start to listen and listen with compassion, not with animosity or trying to find a reason why they're wrong.
Right. Yeah.
We're a stepping stone, or we're here to lead that charge. And I think that Paracons are a great example, like I said before, of that, because we're mixing lots of different cultures, lots of different religions. And when people leave their ideations of what they've been preached to or taught or force fed, they learn that there is a better path, and there's a path that you don't feel sick to your stomach when you wake up in the morning going, I just can't stand this stuff anymore. I can't stand anybody. And everything is anger,
Yeah.
Positive
Anger
vibrations.
Well,
yeah, positive vibrations. That's what it takes. Forgiveness. It's not hard to forgive. It's two simple words and an understanding. I forgive. Whew. Tough.
Huge. Difficult sometimes, but huge. Yeah.
Do you know how much that means to somebody else? Just to hear those words?
I do. Yeah.
You know who it means the most to, though, is, look yourself in the mirror and say the same thing and mean it.
Yeah.
Imagine how much better you'll feel.
Exactly. I know that this whole path that has gotten me to where I am, to where I've connected with you and all of these incredible people and all the people that I met this weekend and the people I met the weekend before that, even, and all of this. And that doesn't just happen without doing the work.
Right.
It just doesn't.
Well, you didn't get into that situation overnight. You don't come out of it overnight.
Exactly.
But as long as you have a pulse here, there's so much good you can do in the world, and that's technically what this, in my opinion, life is about. Life is about emotion, and it's learning the difference between the dark and the light, and creating the light, creating a happier place for people to be.
Yeah, I'm sitting here watching this going on. I'm listening to you too, and let's see. Nikki says we have an amazing community. She also said we need to get together and do a show when I get back home, which we do. We need to do another show together because we just have so much fun doing that. And Tristan says all these positive souls need to connect to rule the world. And you know what? That's what we're doing. We're connecting positive souls. We are joining us all together. And, we can sit back and look at the world and go, hey, everything is falling apart. This is horrible. Look at all this awful stuff that's going on. Or we can realize that the awful stuff's already been going on and we're just shining a light on it so that it comes out to the surface to be dealt with.
Morgan Freeman played a character one time in a movie that I really liked, and he had said something in that movie that really resonated with me. He had asked Jim Carrey's character, how do you change the world? And he said, you don't change the world. It's just one random act of kindness at a time.
Yeah.
We got to think small and it gets bigger. Think big and you never get anywhere because you don't know which way to go.
Right. You can't start at the finish line.
No. I haven't seen anybody accomplish that one yet.
Nope. But I think that's what people try to do, though. They have like these big, huge dreams, and they have like these big, huge goals, and then they try to just go right there without taking the steps to get there. That doesn't work.
Well, we live in a society that kind of pushes people in that route. I think it's like hurry up, and you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to hurry through anything in life. Life is about learning lessons. Life is about learning these emotions. And life is also about learning how to deal with each one of those emotions in a positive manner, not to reflect something negative. And you don't get there, without, like you said, putting in the work. You don't get there just because, that's the way it's going to be. Yeah, it's got to be now. No, it doesn't work that way. And by the way, all you do when you push that kind of energy is create more negative energy, and you're creating it on yourself.
Exactly.
Because you're pushing yourself to do something that you full well, your subconscious already knows ain't going to happen that.
Well, if you're not ready for it, you can't handle it when it comes anyway. Nikki says when you're going through hell, keep on going. And don't stop halfway. Definitely get through it. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to take a little break here, and when we come back, I don't know if our other friends are joining us or not, but we'll just keep talking because we're having a great conversation.
Great.
Certified psychic medium Stephanie Lynn creates an authentic connection between the living and the spirit world. Stephanie knows she is here to help heal, educate, and provide validation that there is more after death, and allows herself to be a conduit and work as a team with spirit to pass on messages from their world to ours. Stephanie Lynn also works as a spiritual life coach to help you achieve, create, and manifest your best self and life. Looking for help communicating with an animal? Searching for a past life regression therapist? Or dealing with a paranormal experience? Stephanie Lynn is here to help. For a list of full services, visit her on Facebook under Stephanie Lynn Spirit Sensitive. That's Stephanie Lynn Spirit Sensitive.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back. It is 33 minutes past the hour. I'm here with Frankie Fronk, and we are talking about all kinds of cool stuff. But we started out talking about the Darkwaters Paranormal Conference that happened in Plattsburgh, New York this weekend. And it was such an amazing event. And all of the healing and all of the love that was going on there was just over the top amazing. And I'm so grateful to have been involved in it. And Frankie, are you with us? Because I don't see a picture.
I'm here. It says you're in the show.
Because you disappeared, man. You're a big black square.
All right.
Awesome. So anyway, so Frankie is here, and we were just talking about, how we do the work to get to where we're going and to make the world really a better place. And when we do that, like one act of kindness at a time. And I saw many, many acts of kindness this weekend. People just, like you said, they were referring people to each other and, well, I don't have that, but somebody else might. Oh, Todd says, my producer says StreamYard must be messing up. That's why we can't see Frankie. I don't even know if you guys can see me, but I can. So
I can see me and you.
can you? Because I can't see
Yeah.
you. You're just a big black square. That's all
All
right.
right.
I can hear you, and that's good enough, right?
Well, maybe I'm on the other side of the veil and you just didn't realize it.
That could be. That could be. That would have been an interesting weekend, huh?
Oh yeah.
Tristan can see you. Robin can see you. I can't see you. It's all good.
I've
Anyway,
not much to look at anyway, so yeah, nobody's missing anything here.
whatever. Anyway, so where were we?
We were all over the place, but it was like you said, one random act of kindness at a time, and the Paracon, featured more of the. I mean, our vendors were spectacular. Joe Frankie from the Warren Foundation,
Yeah.
Archbishop Ken,
Yep.
my mentor, Patty Negri, who I've been friends with for some years now. Richard Lale, of course. Yeah, we had a. I'm just happy that my friends came out to support me in that way, because they all have extremely busy schedules, and they made time for little old me, and it makes me humble,
Nikki says Frankie's in the void because she can't see you either.
Oh well, yeah, I'm on the other side of the veil.
Yeah, you are.
Just don't call me Carol Ann or throw me a rope, okay? I'm happy here.
Deal. Yeah, and I'm going to call someone else out here in a minute because she was amazing. But I had so much fun meeting Richard Lale and Patty and hanging out with them, and it just such amazing people, and
Yeah.
Ken, oh my gosh, we talked and talked and talked and talked and talked. We're still talking. We're still talking on Messenger, and
he's such a compassionate person. He really is.
He is. And Dennis was just so much fun.
Dennis Morningstar, yes.
Yeah, Dennis Morningstar was just so much fun.
My first time meeting him. Was
it? Okay.
Yeah. I liked him. He's another one, extremely intelligent, and I like charismatic people. I like people who get excited, and I mean, it's that energy. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it really is. Christy Ashabranner, who is in our chat, she was a vendor at the event, and she gave me just the most incredible card reading. It was just so helpful, and it just touched me deeply. She was just amazing. So thank you, Christy, for that, because I'm still thinking about it. It was, and I think that is kind of the mark of a really good reading, is that when you're, a couple days later, you're still thinking about it. You're still.
Yeah, you should. It should resonate.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Oh, Tristan wants to know if that was the first time I'd met Patty. Yes, it was. It was. And she was so kind and so gracious and so sweet and funny. She's really funny.
Yeah, I won't show the pictures at the Christmas party back in Hollywood. She might not be too funny with me anymore.
No, she might not.
Yeah, I love Patty. I've seen Patty go through a lot of, negative things or bad things in her life, and nothing stops her from staying positive.
Yeah.
I mean, she's amazing with that, so.
Yeah.
Like I said, just a great group of friends. And now my family got bigger with all the people that I met with, the new vendors. Of course, we've had Jim Goddess. When I very first came to Plattsburgh, I introduced myself to Jim Goddess and Flora Rain, who owns the place. And she's another one of those people who just, I don't know. I've been blessed on this journey, because I keep being pulled towards positive, great people, and it reaffirms how I feel about things, in this universe and in this life. and yeah, Flora and Gem Goddess is another one, just
Oh yeah.
a family, another family. I'm getting families everywhere. I don't even need
I'm
my real
feeling that.
family anymore.
I'm feeling that way too. Like everywhere I go, I have a new family and I'm loving it. Gem Goddess Emporium. I'm actually going to be working there in February.
Oh, nice. That'll be
Yeah,
great.
I come up to this area every February for the
Okay.
Saranac Lake Winter Carnival, and so I'm like, I'm sure you're probably the same way. When you travel, you're going to be working while you're traveling, and
Mhm.
um, I'm just really excited. I'm going to be working with Anna, who is their tarot reader there, and we're
Mhm.
going to be doing some kind of an event together. We're still working on what that's going to be, but super, super excited to be going to the Gem Goddess again, because you just walk in that place and you just go,
Mhm.
stress
Yep.
gone. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very clearing place.
Mm-hmm.
And Flora has in my opinion been pretty lucky too. I mean, the girls that you see working there have been working there since pretty much day one. Sarah, I don't know if you met Sarah Rohr
I
or
did
not.
meet Sarah. I'm super excited to work with her.
She is Patty's right hand, and she is I mean, that poor young lady has been through just a terrible time,
Yeah.
and again, just stays positive and stays focused, and
Yeah.
it just I can't describe how much it's amazing that these group of people, and how fortunate I am to be able to call them friends. So
Yeah. Well, and thank you for sharing your friends with me, because now I call them friends too, and they're just
great.
amazing people.
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's I just feel so blessed. I mean, it's like, I know I keep saying that, but I don't have words big enough. You know what
It's
I
a great
mean?
feeling.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. My heart, when I left there yesterday, my heart was so full. I felt like I was just kind of floating through the mountains.
I
It's,
had people actually come to me and tell me that they didn't want to leave.
yeah, yeah. I didn't
you
want to
know
leave. I went back and hugged people 4 or 5 times because I didn't want to leave. It was just, yeah, it was great. It was great. Erica says, just wanted to pop in and say hi. Hope you're enjoying the New York weather. Erica lives in New York. I thought she said Syracuse, I think. Um, yeah. Yeah.
it's getting
Robin is,
cold.
what was that? Sorry, Frankie.
That's it's getting cold.
Um, Robin just wanted to say that we have a huge extended family, or I do. I think I do. I have a huge extended family, and you are now part of it, and the people that you introduced me to
Thanks.
are now part of it, and it's just wonderful. You know,
Thank you.
I just love all of it, and I'm trying to think of like, I didn't learn everybody's last names. I'm not even sure
I'm
everyone's
horrible.
last names, but I mean, there was like Jen who was doing the palm reading, and she just gave me an amazing reading as well, and the accuracy, wow, and all of the amazing shops, the level of creativity in that room was off the charts.
Yeah, Misty's Tree Coven is another one that
Yeah.
it's just ran by phenomenal people,
Mm-hmm.
and it just yeah, I could go on and on about
Jesse
how
met
great
Jasmine.
everybody was, there. I
Yeah.
mean, I
Yeah.
I couldn't, if I had to do it all over again, I would just pick the same exact people to be at the Paracon that were there.
Well, and I'm sure you will have that next year, because everybody's like, "See you next year," as they're walking
I
out the door.
know. That's so nice.
I know, it was awesome. It was awesome. I was just, I love how everyone was so self-aware, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I didn't see a whole lot of people like trying to push things onto other people. It was more like, I am who I am and you are who you are, and I want to understand who you are the way you are.
Hmm.
And I don't see a lot of that even at different wellness and psychic fairs sometimes. But there was so much of it this weekend, and it was just beautiful.
Yeah. And that's why that's why I want my baby, this creation here,
Yeah.
to be something that stands out amongst all the other paranormal conventions, and actually stands for more than just getting autographs by people you see on TV.
Yeah.
There has to be some things learned. There has to be a mutual respect. There has to be love. There has to be creativity. There has to be, that higher vibration. I like I said, I'd been to other Paracons, and I'm not cutting any Paracons because I think they're all wonderful. But I don't see a lot of that there. I just see people running up. Oh my gosh, it's somebody I see on TV. I want to get a picture and an autograph.
Yeah.
And then they run to the next one, and then that's all they do the whole entire time. And it's like, when you ask them, what did you learn in the Paracon? Well, nothing really, but I got a picture of so and so, and he autographed my shirt. Wow, I don't want my Paracon to be that way.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that you and Shelby and Nate did such a good job of uniting people and not just making it a show.
Exactly. And and I know that, and I have like-minded people, because Shelby, even though we butt heads sometimes on certain things because we're both stubborn, we have the same mutual idea on that. It wasn't, when we discussed this in the early stages, we knew that what we were going to do was going to be different than anything else. It was just trying to figure out how to tune it to be that way,
Yeah.
And now that we've been through our first one, we can only grow from here,
Mm-hmm.
and keep
Yeah.
creating and keep creating and keep creating. And, it would be my dream and hopes before I get the crossover, because I'm sure probably not going to hang out,
Yes.
is to see a change,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah,
and
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 I think I don't know. I don't know how long the change lasts, and I think as I've been watching it throughout the years, it's like there's a big change. It goes way up, and then it just sort of levels down, but it never really goes all the way back down to where it was.
mhm.
And then the next time it levels up, and then it sort of fades a little bit. But that's kind of how people grow, I think. I don't think that we all just like, oh, well, now I've got it, boom. There's a whole lot of back and forth and releasing and understanding and all of that that goes on in the growth process. And I think that that's individual. And I feel like it's also societal.
Yeah, and you can't get down on yourself because you didn't get it right away. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
Life is trial and error. If we were perfect
Absolutely.
specimens, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. Not in this
Yeah,
way. You know what I mean?
right. Right, exactly.
So
Christy put into the comments, uh, Christy Asherbranner again. It was awesome. We had a good laugh over the angel lady and the satanic temple across from each other. I enjoyed talking to them. We respected each other and treated each other with kindness no matter what. And absolutely we did. That was Christy again. I was reading her comment. It was a true level of unity. And I loved having those conversations with all of these different people, with all of these different belief systems. And I have to tell you, that's the first time I've been to a convention or a psychic fair, a wellness fair, any kind of gathering like that having to do with spirituality, and had tattoo artists on site.
yeah,
That
I
was
know.
so cool.
Yeah, see, Shelby kind of fought me on that one. She's all like, "Do really a tattoo person?" And I said, "Yeah. I mean, they'll get tattoos of like Frankenstein or Elvira, or things that they like that are spooky." And you know what? It worked.
They were so busy all the
Yeah,
time, and they were
and
the funniest
they
fun
were
people.
nice.
Yeah.
They were such great people.
Oh,
Again, I mean, I don't know how I've got great guardian angels. I think because yeah, it's I couldn't have asked for it to be any better than what it was, especially for a first time.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
when we were really already kind of assuming, I don't know, this is probably, but you know what? We kept our faith in it, and we said, you know what? We're here now.
Yep.
Shelby and I had that talk outside Friday.
Okay.
When everybody was inside and everything. And she could tell I was getting pretty nervous. I could tell she was getting pretty nervous, but she's also the more level-headed one than me, and she just like stood right in my face and said, "We're here now. This is happening." And we did it. And she walked away, and I went, yeah, we did. Okay, let's go.
Boy, yeah, if you need someone to just level you a little bit, Shelby's the one to do it. She's awesome.
Yeah.
She is awesome. I just fell in love with her immediately. Okay, so, all right. My people are giving me crap, so I'm just going to throw it out there. All right, Nikki says, "Oh, cool. Did you get a tattoo, Kristina?" To which Tristan responded, "A dude tattooed on her back." So I say it all the time. And the answer is no, I did not get a tattoo. And I'll tell you why. Because I have commitment issues. And I maybe if I didn't like what I got, or maybe I outgrew it, then I couldn't make it go away very easily. So no, I did not get a tattoo.
Well, I'm pretty much in trouble then, because I have them everywhere.
You do. And I love tattoos, and I love looking at other people's body art. I think it's so expressive. But I just look back at my own history and how often I have changed. And then what if I get something that's important to me now, and in 5 years it doesn't mean anything? I don't know.
Yeah, but see, that's what tattoos are. They tell stories of your life.
They do. You're right. Plus,
or at least they're supposed to.
Yeah. And I'm a big old chicken. So there's that.
Well, we can't help you there.
No. Yeah, almost everybody, not everybody, but almost everybody I know has at least one tattoo. And I guess it's just not my thing. Oh, yeah, Tristan. Yes, unity. That's the way I am too. Tattoo commitment issues.
Well, I was hoping somebody would get, a Darkwaters 2022 tattoo. Well, that would have been cool, but can't get everything.
Nobody did that? Like nobody?
I really don't know. I'm just putting it out there.
You're gonna have to call them and ask. And I feel horrible because I can see people's faces and I can't remember their names, and I want to give them a shout out. But those tattoo people were just fun. They were so much fun. They had the music going. Bye, Christy. She has to run. Thanks for popping in. So yeah, it was just, everybody was just amazing. Just amazing.
Yeah.
The artists there, oh my gosh. Wow. The artwork.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
good.
I think we had something for everyone,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't, not everything there was about religion, but it all tied together.
Yeah.
And then of course having the musical acts and having the costume party. I mean, it just it gave people that opportunity to say, okay, I go to the convention, I see all the great vendors, I buy some stuff, I hear some stories, I go to some seminars, now I go to some classes and learn how to make, like broom making, or, spell work, or the seance with Patty. And then, like I said, the costume ball to the music. It's just, it kept, which was what our goal was, to keep people busy. Instead of just walking in, seeing the same old thing, getting your autographs, and going home,
Yeah.
we made it an event.
Yeah. Robin says she doesn't have one yet, and she was clear to put that "yet" on the end, so she must be thinking.
Darkwaters 2023, the tattoo artist will be there, so
okay.
Gives you a year to think about it.
I'll think about it. I love it. I don't know. I might just contract them for the one in Saranac Lake too, a few weeks later.
No, there you go.
Yeah. This has been so much fun, Frankie. Thank you for popping on. I know you haven't eaten. I know you're tired. You're such a trooper. Thank you so much for coming on the show and
You're very
chatting
welcome.
with all of us today.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me. And if people want to, find us, we're Darkwaters Paracon on Facebook, and we're the same on TikTok. We're the same on, Instagram. I'm so great with all of these. And my personal space that I said I was going to be opening up to people so they could see all the pictures is just Frankie L. Fronk on Facebook. So I'm pretty easy to find.
Shelby just sent me a Facebook message. I'm so sorry. I completely forgot.
Yeah, she sent me the same thing too, but with cuss words.
Oh. All right. I'll just have her on another time then.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So I saw her pop up on Facebook with a message. So, Nikki says, thank you, Frankie. Robin and I will see you next year. We'll hitch a ride with Kristina. I want you to know they live in the Seattle area.
Wow. I love Seattle. I love Seattle.
Me too. I've known them a long time. We've been friends for a long time.
I used to go to Bainbridge Island all the time.
Oh, Bainbridge is beautiful. Yeah. Tristan said, you're awesome, Frankie.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Cool. Yeah, we're kind of coming to the end of the hour, and I think I would like to end with a guided meditation. Is that okay with you guys? Guided meditation? Yeah, Nikki said Bainbridge is so nice. I know, I've been there a few times too. So everyone just kind of sit back and relax. I know we're starting a new week. We're coming out of this weird energy thing that we've had going on. And I think we just all kind of need to take a breather. So just close your eyes unless you're driving or doing something dangerous. Don't close your eyes then. But close your eyes, sit back, relax, and just breathe into your belly. And just gently relax and let the breath go. Let's do that a few more times. And as you're exhaling, just kind of feel your shoulders fall. We all tend to wear them way up around our ears. So let's just let our shoulders fall. And as you continue to breathe, just imagine all of the stress, all of the anxiety, all of the stuff that you carry throughout the day is just leaving your body with every breath. And your muscles are relaxing. Even your molecules are just relaxing, getting ready for a good night's sleep. And now imagine as you're breathing in, you're inhaling love. And you're exhaling anything that just doesn't feel good to you. Inhale the love. Exhale fear. Inhale the love. And exhale frustration. Just blow it out. And you can just continue doing that until you can't think of anything else that you need to exhale. And everyone, thank you all so much for being here tonight. Frankie, thank you for being here. And I will see you all next week back in Wisconsin.
Bye for now.
The truth is here and now on WLTK-DB Talk Radio at WLTK-DB.com.